Okay, hi guys, it's Vanilla Jack here. We're doing a little bit of car part replacement. So in the 2006 Hyundai Entourage, this isn't how it normally looks, I've just had it mostly disassemble. This unit tends to give out with the climate control. If this unit stops working, except for this button right here, this hazard button, and probably this rear defroster. At least this one works on mine. If this unit stops, you actually have to get a new one, so I went online and I ordered the part. It is very tough to find these. This is from a junkyard on eBay. So definitely look into all the junkyards. I think there was 3 on the internet last time I checked. Oh dear. Oh, so the person just didn't unclip it. So I'm just gonna unchain that. There's like this little clip left inside. Yeah. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to undo your dash. And what essentially you do is you take a screwdriver like this. You're going to pry off this piece right here, and then you're going to put this in here. And you're going to push this lever right here, which is inside. And that's going to disengage the lock for this thing. And you can bring it down to drive. Then you can take off all this, which is, it was interesting. It was probably one of the easier parts of this. They actually have some little Velcro cable management right here. I like that. Then you're gonna get these screws. There's 2 of them right here and right here. You're gonna take those out, and then you are literally going to rip this out. It's going to feel like you're about to break it. You're not gonna break it. It's strong. But what I did to make it a little easier is I jammed a screwdriver up here, and I got a butter knife because I didn't find another screwdriver, and I jammed it in here. That works. Butter knife is a very helpful tool in this whole thing because it's like a prying tool. It's rigid. It won't scratch anything. And you're literally going to jam them in just so it separates it a little bit. And then you're just going to start wailing on these things. They'll come out eventually. Then you're just going to pull this out. This is also how you replace the radio if you have a new radio. Pull this out. Put that up there. And then you can replace this unit. So there's going to be 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is actually missing a body screw right here, so it's not loose. It's stuck on there pretty good. So we're going to leave that. We're not going to look for another screw. But we're going to get a screwdriver, Phillips head, and you're going to undo these screws, and that'll come out. I'm going to pause it, and I'll do that when it's done. I'll continue recording when it's done. Okay, so some unforeseen things that I didn't actually check into. There's another piece of the module that's working. This module right here, this one on the bottom, that is not included in what we bought. So we're actually going to remove this because it's still like, this one still works. And we are going to take out this module and put in this one. So I'm going to pause it again. I'm going to take it out, and then I'm going to unpause it when we're actually removing the module. As you can see, I've undone all the screws. Make sure you're not scraping the screws. They do have thread locker on them, as you can see. If you look closely, that silver stuff on the screw is thread locker. So make sure you're not stripping the screws. Make sure you're pushing really, really tight so that you don't lose the screw. Also make sure these clips behind the screw things are staying in the actual console, these silver clips right here, because we found one in this thing. So yeah, I'll get back to you in a second. So as you can see, I have undone the screws to the smaller module, and now this comes out separately. Again, this module will probably just get left, and we can screw this module onto this module once we put it in. So I'm going to remove this top one. And as you can see in the back, there's some plugs that you got to remove to take the module out. So I'm going to do that real quick, and I'm going to get back to the video when I'm done that. As you can see, we have the old module out, and that's right here. And you can tell the difference between the old one because there's a little bit, there's no space between that rear thing right there. There is on that one. And none of the buttons on this are labeled. And there's a couple labeled buttons on that. So this is actually a Hyundai module. And that is a Kia module. Hyundais are a little more sophisticated, I guess. As you can see, we have the same part. I don't know how many pins that is, but that's a couple pins. Make sure when you're taking these out, there's these little clips on the bottom. You're going to want to depress that clip. And then I took my butter knife, which is very handy. I put it in between that gap, and I just moved it back and forth, and these pin connectors came right out. So you're going to want to make sure that you're being very careful not to break this clip and not to break these connectors. That's what controls your entire climate control system, and you don't want to break that. So we're gonna put the old module to the side, grab the new module, we're gonna insert it like so, and we're gonna plug it in. We're gonna see if it works after connecting the battery, because you want to disconnect the battery before you start this whole process, just in case stuff happens. You don't want to electrocute yourself, stuff like that. So I'm gonna pause the video. I'll turn it on once everything's plugged in. So yeah. I'm actually gonna start this video one more time just to show you which ones go which. So as you can see, there's a medium, a small, and a large. And there's medium, small, large. You're gonna want to do it in that order. If it doesn't fit, don't force it. Just do it right, don't screw it up, alright? So as you can see, we have the new module plugged in and fixed in. So now it's time to plug this module, hold it on there, push it in, and screw these two screws in. Make sure you remember this step. So as you can see, we have all these parts back on. We have this one on tight. You want to make sure these are tight and moving around. And if you move it, that this whole thing, this and this, are moving as one, because this should be tightly screwed on to this unit. So now we're going to go get the battery reconnected, and we are going to test the unit to make sure that everything is working properly. And I will see you in a second. Alright, so guys, so good news. The module they sent us was a good module, as you can see. We start up the car after re-engaging the battery. Put that in park so it can start. Alright, so as you can see, we have the module working. It's working well. And you can do whatever you want. The big one was this fog one, because Mom really needs to use that if it gets cold. This is her car, so I like to have her stuff working. Everything seems to work well, so we're going to turn it to this one, and we are going to turn it to max, cool, down to cool. Everything works good. The rear defroster works, AC works, everything in this module works well. So that is the module replacement, and now we will show you how to put everything back together. As you can see, we have everything back in. All we have to do to put everything back together is pull this air conditioning module down. Put that back on. Make sure that this should be clipping into the module we just put in. And you can be a little rough with this one. Just make sure everything clips in properly. Use some force. You want to make sure everything is clipped in properly. You don't want any loose air conditioners, stuff like that. Perfect. So now that it's flush with everything, you can actually put on these two screws, which is what holds it down. If you were wondering how I got it up, there's two screws, one here, right there, and one right there. And you're gonna put the screws back in there. When you're taking it apart, you're gonna take the screws out. You're gonna pull it up by these tabs and run your finger along it. It's gonna hurt a little bit because it's pinching, but if you do the screwdriver and butter knife trick up here, then it should come off real easy. You're gonna want to take both sides off at once, just so that it's less painful for you. So we're gonna put those screws on real quick, and we're almost done. The next step is you're gonna want to put this back on. As you can see, there's no screws. It's just a bunch of these clips. So what you're going to want to do, you're going to take this, thread it over the drive thing, and once you have it in place, should just, come on, please, work with my hair, should clip back in. There we go. Come on. You never want to hear a mechanic say uh-oh, and I'm no mechanic, so that's even worse. Alright, come on. Alright, so obviously something is awry, because something is broken. Oh, that's what broke. Okay, so that was broken already. We're good. So you just want to thread that in. If you were wondering what I was saying was broken, it's actually the cigarette lighter light right here. So this is the light to the cigarette lighter, and it broke off a couple years ago. I don't know what from, but it did. So just ignore that. Get everything back on. Oh, right, this has to be in drive. So you want to disengage that lock. put it in drive. And now it should clip in nice and snugly. Okay. So as you can see, we have everything plugged back in properly. We're going to put that back in park, and yep, now it should be locked. We have the van fully assembled. The old module is out. The new module is in. As you can see, it's working properly. We have the hazard lights working. Where's the key? Here's the key. Turn it on. Okay. And we gotta figure out what the heck is going on. Oh, that's why. And as you can see, AC is working, blowing cold. I don't know why, but beforehand this AC was not blowing cold. I hope that was symptomatic of this module and not something that we have to fix later. AC is blowing cold this time. I guess the cigarette lighter got turned on, which is not good. So don't touch that. Other than that, everything works properly. As you can see, power steering works. All this stuff works. It wasn't broken. Radio works. So we didn't break anything while we were in there. And everything on this thing works. Ain't that great? Okay, so that's about it. So thank you guys for watching my video. This is my first, hopefully of many automotive videos. So, oh wait, we forgot one part. The little thing that goes in this hole. The first step is taking out. Oh, I dropped it. I'm really good at this, as you can tell. Automotive work. This little clip is the first thing you take out. So yeah, when you start this whole process, get like a butter knife or a flathead screwdriver, jam it in that hole, pull it out. As you can probably guess, I'm not trying to do that again. So yeah, this is what we used. Small flathead screwdriver will take that thing right out. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I know it's a bit of a long one, but it's my first one, so thank you guys so much, and hope to see you in the next automotive video, or next video, whatever I make. So thank you guys for watching.